Hello everyone, Max here from Not Another Fitness channel. In today's video, I will enunciate what, in my opinion, are the main principles that constitute an efficient training program. Before we delve into this topic, I'd like to provide you with my usual weekly update about my weight loss phase. As you can see, I lost a further 600 grams, which is pretty much on track with what I was aiming for. As you can see from these before and after pictures, there is not really any significant difference, which is what you would expect with a weight loss of only 600 grams. I believe that the only difference might be due to a slight change in lighting that I use, although my back does look more defined. I must admit, I've seen a lot of people on the internet saying that they underestimated how much weight they had to lose to reach a certain level of leanness, and I can now confirm that it is true, as I thought, to be honest, by now I would have been way leaner than I am. Now, when I started this process, I did say in the very first video that this calorie deficit phase was going to last about 12 weeks, precisely 12 weeks, but I'm now considering extending it to 16, although this is a decision that I will make when I reach week 11 or 12 even. I was able to narrow down the principles that, in my opinion, constitute an efficient training program to three: exercise selection, consistency, and intensity of training. The first principle, exercise selection. You should pick exercises that are easy to perform correctly, whilst making sure that the muscle group that you intended to train is actually getting targeted. At the same time, you should also choose exercises that you enjoy doing, because there's nothing worse really than doing something that you hate. As a matter of fact, if you do that for a little while, this might undermine what, in my opinion, is the second principle. The second principle is consistency. Like I said earlier, if you start doing something that you dislike, you're not going to do it for a very long time. And muscle growth and really being fit in general is a long-term plan. And if you were to ask me how long, the answer is very simple: a lifetime. Obviously, by being committed and consistent, I don't mean you're going to have to train every day. What I mean is pick a training schedule that you know you will be able to maintain for a long time. In order to make this more efficient and also to hold you more accountable about what you're doing, I will recommend to journalize everything. As you can see, I've got my latest notepad. I started this on the 29th of April 2024, and I finished this on the 1st of October 2025. So there is here 1.5 years of training, and it's been very helpful since I've been doing this. The third principle is intensity of training. I purposely didn't say training to failure because I didn't want to be misunderstood as in for saying take every single set to failure, because that is something that I will not recommend. But reaching or achieving failure, like the good old Tom Platz will say, it's something that I incorporate in every single training sessions. But obviously, like I said earlier, I don't take all of my sets to failure. What I will do on a given exercise is to have 2 warm-up sets, followed by a final set, which will incorporate all of the hardcore training techniques that I know. For example, partial reps and drop sets, to make sure that really I'm squeezing everything out of that muscle group that I'm training. I will now give you an example of me using all these techniques on a pec deck. So I will be doing chest flies all the way to failure and beyond. So this is it for this week. I hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think about these training principles and if you have other recommendations. And I'll see you next week. Thank you.